Today we will be focusing on Zoe's Cafe and Events. This is a non-profit coffee house and event center located in downtown Greeley. Situated in a former warehouse and car shop, the renovated space is perfect for large gatherings while also providing an atmosphere that is homely and accommodating enough for individual and small group meetings. Not only does Zoe's supply high-quality coffee at an affordable price with a welcoming atmosphere, but they also provide the space for many local events to happen. These include things such as the Greeley Farmers Markets, which happen on Saturdays, or bigger events like weddings and concerts. We at Grounded LLC are striving to increase Zoe's outreach within Greeley's community even further. We are happy to provide our services that specialize in Greeley's local coffee chains, and our emphasis on aesthetics, coffee, and experience make us the perfect business to represent Zoe's Cafe and Event Center as it grows within Greeley. Now let's dive into our SWOT analysis with Karis.
Now that Carrie has talked to us a little bit more about Zoe's, let's look at their marketing strategy. So we can analyze this by looking at their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. One of Zoe's strengths is their unique selling proposition. Now this is communicated through their non-judgment zone and their distinctive atmosphere of community. Another strength of Zoe's is their volunteer staff. We found that this is unique to Zoe's, and having a volunteer staff means that the employees believe the same thing as the company, which more effectively and passionately communicates their mission statement. Another strength of Zoe's is their late hours. We found that Zoe's is open Mondays through Thursdays until midnight. These late hours cater to their target market of college students. Last but not least, another strength we found of Zoe's is their public relations. Now their public relations is established by their mission of pouring back into their community, and this establishes conscious marketing and their ethical credibility among their public. Now let's look at some of Zoe's weaknesses. Now, going forward, it's important to note that a company is only as strong as its weakest elements. Keeping that in mind, let's look at some of their weaknesses. One of these is their layout or flow. During an interview that we conducted with one of Zoe's baristas named Emily, she disclosed to us that their layout or flow does not work with the atmosphere of the storefront. Another weakness of Zoe's is their social media presence. Now their social media presence is pretty good, but their posts mostly focus on staff and not on products or advertising. Another vulnerability of Zoe's is their online website or online shopping presence. Now on their website, they offer great information such as their backstory and their mission, but they don't offer an online menu for shoppers and visual shoppers. And lastly, their last weakness is their complex supply chain. As of now, Zoe's outsources its foods such as burritos and muffins, where they could create an in-house system to simplify their supply chain. When looking at Zoe's opportunities, 3 things arise. Number 1 is looking at developing an in-house food system. This would give Zoe's control over the quality and variety of foods that they offer. Number 2 would be to develop a rewards program for Zoe's customers. This would increase incentives and appeal to their loyal customers. Number 3 would be improving upon their outreach. Some ideas for this would be Zoe's could add a table at UNC events such as Welcome Week to strengthen their target market of college students. Another idea would be to add a stand at a local farmers market to expose new customers to Zoe's and their mission. Now let's take a look at some of Zoe's threats. Now, Zoe's doesn't have many threats per se, but their logo is similar to a popular Mediterranean restaurant's logo, Zoe's Kitchen. This could create confusion among customers. Our recommendation for Zoe's is to revise or change their logo in order to strengthen their positioning and increase recognition. Although all local coffee shops could be considered competition for Zoe's, we chose to focus on one in particular. Cranford's Tea Tavern is a local coffee shop located just down the block from Zoe's. They have similar offerings, and because of their proximity, they could be considered a threat and detour some of Zoe's customers. Overall, businesses with similar elements to Zoe's could be considered threats. Now, looking at the SWOT analysis, let's move into segmentation, targeting, and positioning with Luis.
Now, if you take a look at this graph, this was recorded in 2009 by SBDC.net. Now, as you can see, there has been only 9% of coffee drinkers in America who drink coffee on a regular basis. That's a population value of 16.4 million American citizens who drink coffee on a regular basis. Now let's take a closer look into a recent graph in 2012. In 2012, we see that there's an increase of 31% of American coffee drinkers. If you look at that graph, that's also another population of 72.8 million American citizens drink coffee. You compare that and look at 2016, which is another 25% increase, which is a total of 98.2 million American citizens who drink coffee on a regular basis. So what does that mean? So after looking into the subcategories of segmentation, we want to take this and put it into the next portion of our analysis, which is targeting. Now, in targeting, we have to ask ourselves, what is going to get us the most in the most efficient way? In Zoe's Cafe, we took a look at the subcategories of the consumers who actually go and spend their time at Zoe's Cafe. Now, as you can see on the PowerPoint, we have college students, locals, and other. And within these customers, we see that college students are the morally based customer who go to Zoe's Cafe, specifically the ages 18 to 25. Now, we add that with the group of the adults who come in who are locals from downtown Greeley or outside of Greeley. And this is between the ranges of 18 to 35. Now, once we find our direct customers for Zoe's Cafe, we like to focus on implementing the positioning factor for STP analysis. Now, with positioning, we have to make sure we try to maintain and gain more customers through our targeters. And by doing so, we can start thinking about other ways and ideas to maintain and grow the business. One way we can do this is by selling other accessories and other apparel such as t-shirts, baseball caps, mugs, or even wristbands. If seen with wearing them at the Zoe's Cafe or seen with the mug itself, you actually earn a 20% off of all purchases at Zoe's Cafe. Not only that, but we can also add in the loyalty rewards program with coffee stamps. With every 10th drink you purchase, you get the 11th one for free. Now, I'd like to pass it off to my good friend James and talk more about the marketing mix factor of Zoe's Cafe.
The fourth step in the marketing plan is the marketing mix, or the 4 Ps. The 4 Ps are product, price, place, and promotion. For Zoe's Cafe, the marketing mix is this. For product, they offer different drinks and baked goods that appeal to different target markets. For example, their coffee drinks and Italian sodas appeal to college students, young adults, and older generations such as baby boomers. Their non-coffee drinks and signature lattes appeal to soccer mom consumers and consumers that are in during the daytime. For their various teas are targeted towards international students, tourists, and non-coffee drinkers. For price, their menu is pretty low. Each item on their menu except for their tea is $5 or less. This is beneficial for every target market that they have. For young adults and college students, they are either just entering the world or are in school and have financial restrictions. So a $5 or less menu adds value to the Zoe Cafe brand. For older generations that are already retired, the $5 or less menu is perfect due to their fixed income. And international students have a fixed budget as well, so Zoe's Cafe is the perfect place for them to go to get their coffee and pastries while studying and hanging out with friends. For place, Zoe's Cafe has one location currently located in downtown Greeley off of 8th Avenue and 10th Street. For consumers who have transportation, this isn't an issue. But for consumers who don't have transportation, are college students and don't have a vehicle, or for consumers who are incapable of finding transportation, this deters them from making the trip to the shop. For promotion, Zoe's Cafe has a website set up to where you can find the story of how they get their coffee beans, the hours that they are open, and the price that you have to pay in order to rent one of their venues for a private event. The other form of promotion that they have is word of mouth through the community. With Zoe's being one of the bigger coffee shops in town, they gain a large amount of promotion through word of mouth, especially on the college campus. While this marketing mix has worked for the firm for the last 10 years, Grounded LLC has a new marketing mix that contains elements of their current mix that is designed to help improve their growth over the next 10 years. For product, we suggest that Zoe's hire an in-house chef to make their pastries because it'll save them time and money by shortening their supply chain, as well as adding value to their products because customers would rather pay for something that's fresh rather than an item that has been transported from out of town. We also suggest that Zoe's package their grounded coffee so that their consumers can enjoy their coffee from the comfort of their own home. For price, we don't have any recommendations for their menu because Zoe's Cafe already has pretty competitive pricing. For place, we recommend that Zoe's set up an online ordering system with an online menu so that customers that are stressed for time or customers that don't want to stay at Zoe's Cafe can order their items to go. For promotion, we recommend that Zoe's set up tables in the University Center and offer coffee to students during Dead Week and Finals Week. This will help increase Zoe's campus outreach and help them get more involved in their surrounding communities and target markets. We also recommend that Zoe's set up a loyalty punch card program that customers can use to earn free drinks. This helps build brand loyalty between Zoe's and its consumers. That's our marketing mix proposal for Zoe's Cafe. Now here's Sarah with our evaluations.
Now that you all have gotten the chance to see how Grounded LLC is going to revamp Zoe's Cafe, let us take a look back and see where they are currently, and then let's see how our team believes they can move forward. Zoe's Cafe strives in excellence with their word of mouth. They ensure that their diverse target markets are satisfied with the products and services that they provide. This not only ups Zoe's credibility, but it also validates other local coffee businesses. Grounded LLC hopes to enhance this aspect when working with other local coffee shops. While evaluating Zoe's Cafe, Grounded LLC found that they established themselves by booking events within the Greeley community. Zoe's Cafe runs the weekly farmers market. They host an annual cultural event where the citizens can come together and find out about the diversity that surrounds them, and they book weddings and other celebration events. This is key to the success of a business as it allows the citizens of Greeley to come together and create one big community, which is one of Zoe's main goals. Zoe's Cafe is a firm believer about staying true to who they are. This is demonstrated through their solid product and service line and their sturdy menu prices. With every business, there are always a few aspects that can be improved upon. Grounded LLC firmly believes that Zoe's can improve upon their social media as it will aid to the success in their outreach to new members in the diverse target markets. As you can see with Instagram, Zoe's Cafe has the most follower retention as compared to John Galt Coffee and the Blue Mug. It also appears that they are more active on their social media than other coffee businesses. One area of improvement might include upscaling the layout as it will create an aesthetic atmosphere for the social media. As I mentioned earlier, Zoe's Cafe is the main facilitator for the weekly farmers market. However, they do not sell anything at this event. We would recommend that they sell some of their products, coffee for instance, as this would bring in more revenue as well as new consumers. Spending time immersing ourselves in Zoe's Cafe, an area of the coffee shop we found that was lacking was the layout. Zoe's has a wide variety of target markets, so it is a difficult task to create a compatible layout for all consumers. What we recommend doing is allowing students to come in and revamp the whole coffee shop interior. Grounded LLC also noticed a lack of in-house made food. So, to combat this, our team would like to see Zoe's bring in a chef who would oversee all of the food being prepped. And then they would bring in students who would be willing to volunteer to cook the food daily for the consumers. By bringing in students from the community, Zoe's aids to their strong word of mouth, and they also create a stronger reputation for themselves by bringing the coffee business back to the community. Keeping our recommendations for Zoe's Cafe in mind, let us turn back to Grounded LLC for some final thoughts.